Hello, what's up YouTube? In this tutorial I want to show you how you can easily create that snoot effect within Photoshop. If at all you don't have a snoot to do it in Studio, so I want to show you how you can create this amazing effect. Just look at the before and after and how you can create this nice and amazing effect within Photoshop. And the image you're going to be using today is taken by Noel for photography, and she's called Manuela, and I'm going to link her Instagram link in the description of this video. You can check her out. She is an amazing portrait photographer. So let me just come and delete this. And for those interested in this snoot effect I'm using, I'm going to link it for you in the description of this video so that you can download it for free and apply it to your own images. And if at all you don't have the effects, you can simply go to your Google and you can just come and type in Snoot Effect and you can download different effects from Google itself. So I'm just going to come back to my Photoshop. Sorry, I'm using this. So I'm going to come to Photoshop and you can see the very first thing you have to do in order to create this nice and amazing effect is creating a copy from your background layer. So just come and create a copy by hitting Ctrl Command J on the keyboard. And in order to import our snoot into Photoshop, just come and look for it. So I made a PNG for it and I'm going to just left click and drag and drop it over the image just like that. And after doing that, you can adjust it the way you want so that it can fit within the image. So I'm just going to leave it slightly there and that looks okay. And after dragging it, just come and hit enter to place it over the image, and it's going to be placed as a smart object. You can see like this icon right here. So after doing all that, just come to this and hide it from affecting the overall image. Just hide the snoot layer and come and create this. Remember I told you the very first thing you have to do is creating a copy out of the background layer and just create that copy. So just come and select it, and this is for people that have new versions of Photoshop. And if at all you have an older version of Photoshop, you're just going to come and get your pen tool and you make a selection around the subject. But if at all you have newer versions of Photoshop, you have this for you. So just come right here to select and you come down to select subject. So just come to select and click on subject, and Photoshop is going to do a pretty nice job trying to select or identify where the subject is. So you can see it is more of a hit and miss sometimes. You can see it missed out on this area right here. So it has selected the subject. So what we're going to do, we're just going to come to the lasso tool and make sure we select this option, which is add to selection. I'm just going to zoom in and I'm going to select or add this specific area right here. And if at all it doesn't add, just come and click on this other option, which is subtract from selection. So just want to subtract this area from the selection because the overall image has been selected, and this area which we don't want to select to has also been selected. So just come after selecting subtract from selection, just come and you simply left click and draw to subtract this area from our subject selection, just that, and you can see it has subtracted that from our selection. So I'm just going to zoom out by using Ctrl Command minus on the keyboard, and after making sure that the subject has been selected well, just come back and activate the Snoot Effect layer and now select it. So activate it and now select it, and after making sure that it has been selected, you can now come right here and you click on this layer mask icon. So just come and click on this add layer mask icon and click on it, and you can see it has applied the effect but is now looking a little bit weird. So we just want to invert this Snoot Effect layer mask selection. So make sure it is selected right here and hit Ctrl Command I on the keyboard to invert that effect, and now the effect is going to go to the background of the image. But as you can see, it is now affecting some other areas right here which we don't want. We don't want it to affect the object on which is seated right here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to come and get a brush tool, opacity and the flat 100%, and just come and paint using, make sure black is on top right here. And if at all you don't have black and white, just click on these two small boxes and you'll have black and white right here. So make sure black is on top, and with just a soft round brush, just paint over where you want to eliminate the effect on the image. So I feel like that looks okay. But if at all you want the effect right here below here, just switch the brush back to white and just paint it back, just like that. So just want the effect back, and now we're just going to eliminate it from affecting some areas right in the image. So switch it back to black by using the arrow key, or you can use X on the keyboard and just come and paint it away from the areas you don't want to be affected. And in order to see this better, just reduce on the opacity of the snoot layer and just come and paint just like that, and you can see it is really working better for us. So just come and paint just like that, so that the effect can be on the background and not appear onto the foreground. If I told you do a mistake, switch back to black, to white rather, and paint just like that. So we just want the effect to be behind our subject. So switch to black, zoom in and look at it from a closer range, and now paint just like that. So just want the effect to be at the back, and we have just achieved that, but it is looking a little bit weird. So we are just going to come right here, and we're going to come and play around with the blend modes right here. So just going to come and we play around with the blend modes. So I feel like overlay is good for this. So you can switch it to overlay. So just take the opacity to 100% and play around with the blend mode. So I feel like overlay is a nice blend mode for this effect, and also subtract is also a nice blend mode, because when you come to overlay right here, you're going to get a more vibrant snoot effect just like that. Just come to opacity and reduce on the opacity just like that. I hope you can see how vibrant the effect is going to be, and when you change it to subtract, it's going to be a little bit darker. So I prefer that you use overlay or subtract depending on your taste and preference as the person doing the editing. So let me just try and see how overlay is going to look. I feel like I'm torn between overlay and subtract. So you can see how this is going to be affecting. So let me just try and see subtract. It looks great. So I'm just going to stick to subtract, and that is what it looks like. So just look at it before and after, before, after. And this is how to create a snoot effect if at all you don't have a snoot to do it in studio. So basically this is all for this tutorial, and if at all you have loved this, don't forget to like this video and don't forget to subscribe this channel. If at all you have been watching and you're not subscribed this channel, Ronnix from Ronnixphotography. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in yet more amazing tutorials, and don't forget to keep practicing and also keep creating.